Hey everybody, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. So today is Grady's 2-month update. Yes, I know we did not do a 1-month update because we did a meet my baby and then we did a 1 month postpartum, and he was kind of shown in that, and I kind of talked about him a little bit. So yes, he is 2 months old. This is this big boy, 2 months old. I'm going to keep him here for a little bit and then I'm going to go put him away so I can talk to you guys and give you stats. But this is Grady. There's his man hair, his old man hair, and he has blue eyes. His hair is a little bit of a red tint to it. So we're not sure if he's going to be a redhead, if he's going to turn blonde, if he's going to be brown. Obviously you can see this is my natural color. And then my husband's a redhead, and I have Liam, who is brown hair, and then Nolan is a blondie. If you're new to my channel and you don't know. But yes, his eyes are blue. They're still blue. They're going to probably stay blue. They might turn green. I'm not exactly sure. But yes, this is Mr. Chubpot. If you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure to go follow us on Instagram because that's where I do stories. And then I have posts about him. Yes, but this is Mr. Grady. And now I am going to go put him down so that we can talk about him. Okay, so I am back. I just put him down so that he could be calm and not all crazy here while I talk about him. So Grady is 2 months old. It just boggles my mind. We went in for his checkup just a little while ago, so I did want to wait until then to do this so that I knew his stats. Obviously they've changed a little bit since it's been about a week or so since we have been there, but gist of what he was when he was 2 months old. He was 15.3 pounds, so he has put on a good 6 pounds since he was born, and you can definitely see it. Now, when it comes to height, his height is a little bit all over the place because at the hospital when he was born, they said he was 23 inches. Well, we went back to the doctor when he was just a couple days old. They had a different measurement. So measurements are going from that measurement. They're not going from what the hospital said. So he is 24.25, I believe, inches long at this point. Now, when they measure him, this is a different doctor than our previous doctor. When they measure him, they don't really get his leg completely straight. I remember the last doctor, with the other boys, really got their legs straight. We really worked at it to get their legs straight. So I have a feeling with height, as long as he is getting longer by their measurements, they're totally fine with that. Once he can stand and have his feet flat on the ground, I think they're a little bit more aware of his height. I know he is a long boy, but he doesn't seem to grow as quickly lengthwise as he does chubbiness. So he kind of did all of his length growing when he was inside. I think he was roughly about 22 inches when he was born instead of 23. That's kind of just my understanding of between the two measurements type of thing from the different doctors. So who knows? According to the doctor right now, he is 24.25 inches long. Now his head circumference, I don't have the actual measurement, but he is in the 96th percentile. His head used to be in the 86th percentile, but it definitely grew. And what's interesting is I have an app that kind of gives me updates of what's going to happen with him. And it said that his head's going to grow. And sure enough, it did. So his brains are growing, and OMG, going from 1 month old to 2 months old, huge milestones have been hit literally in the last week or so. He has hit some major milestones. He is smiling like no one's business. He is trying to laugh. And today Liam and I actually got him to do a laugh. It wasn't a big belly laugh, and he has laughed in his sleep since birth. He laughs all the time in his sleep, but this was awake looking at us. He heard Liam laugh and then he laughed. It was adorable, absolutely adorable. So he smiles at everyone. Anybody that's been around him. Nolan, he doesn't really seem to smile. He kind of looks at him because Nolan's in his face. But he's smiled at Liam, he smiles at my husband, and of course he smiles at me. I was the first person that got him to smile. I'm the person who's with him all the time, so totally makes sense. My kids are obsessed with me until a certain point, and then this daddy takes over. Liam, it wasn't as much as Nolan. Nolan is totally obsessed with his dad, which is super duper cute. But yes, Grady is obsessed with mommy, and it totally makes sense. Other milestones that he is doing is that he's pushing up when he's on his belly. So I put him on the boppy, and I usually kind of prop him up a little bit so that he can see. He pushes down, and this morning he full on pushed down and lifted his head. When he's up on our shoulder, he is looking around. He doesn't have complete control of his neck and head yet. He's still kind of full upset about, but he's getting really good day by day. He's getting much better. Now his legs are super strong. He is so good at pushing down his legs. He wants to stand up. If you like hold him up, he will put his legs down. So even when he's laying on his belly having tummy time, he's constantly pushing his legs. So I have a feeling he's going to be like a scoocher when he gets to that point. He can hold his head up. He's going to totally just scooch himself around with those legs. They are super strong. And yeah, I knew that was going to happen because his legs were so strong in my stomach. He was constantly kicking up into my ribs. So that boy has got some strong legs. He loves looking around. I know in my previous videos, I have said that he is a high maintenance baby. That hasn't completely changed like 180, but we're getting pretty darn close. He can sit into a bouncer seat. He can look at things. He can be in his little kick mat. He doesn't necessarily like love the kick mat or love these things, but he just loves looking around. So he is totally content with just being set down. Like right now, he is sitting in a little bouncer seat. He is totally fine with being by himself now, which, oh my goodness, is so amazing because for the first practically 2 months of his life, he only wanted to be me holding him. And I swear it's because he couldn't really see very well. And now he can see really far. I'm not sure how far they're supposed to be able to see, but I've seen him like notice something and like really look at it further away. And that has just helped him out so much. He loves going outside and looking around. He's not a fan of wind getting in his face or the sun getting in his face when we're outside. So I kind of have to pick the time of day. We live in Southern California, so it's really sunny, but it also gets really windy where we are by the beach. So it's just funny. You can tell he's like, oh, like the wind gets him and he's just so uncomfortable, or the sun's in his eyes and he just does not like it. So it's interesting that he's getting his likes and his dislikes already. He is in size 2 diapers. We went from size 1 to size 2 pretty early just because he is quite a beefy boy. And what I do is when they start kind of having blowouts, or I can just tell that it's a little snug, not as comfortable, I go up to the next size. And we are in size 2. We probably will be size 3 within the next month easily. I did buy a new box. We got a box, like a package of them from a friend of size 2, so I went through those, and now I bought my own package. What we use is the Up and Up brand if I'm the one purchasing the diapers, because they are cheaper. They're the same as Pampers and they work just as well. They're from Target, and I can get the big giant pack for a good amount of money. They're pretty much the only ones that I've found that are the least amount of like cents per diaper. So yes, you just divide, I believe you divide the number by the price or something to get it. I'm not a math whiz. And the least amount of cents per diaper is kind of what I go by, just because we go through them so often. I cannot imagine being a cloth diaper mom. Like, I just could not imagine the amount of laundry, because this kid pees up a storm. He is eating like a champ. He is completely 100% nursing. And he's got like maybe a handful of bottles, and he's not as big a fan. He wants it from mom. He will take a bottle. I chose to have a day kind of by myself where I was gone for a few hours, and dad had to feed him, and he had one bottle where he ate like 3 ounces, I think. And then the next bottle, he just didn't want anything to do with it. It's like he knew I was on my way home, and I got home and had to feed him. So he can take a bottle. He prefers to take a bottle actually like from me. He can take a bottle. And I don't know if it's because he associates like eating with me. So he's like, okay, yeah, we're eating because mom's right there. But it's funny, when I'm feeding him a bottle, he's sitting there talking to me. So he's looking at me, he's smiling at me, he's talking to me. And it's like, dude, no, you need to drink, because otherwise it's going to keep coming, unlike the breast where it will stop. It's going to keep coming. So it's kind of funny. He's like, oh, and he has to like hurry up and swallow it. So now when it comes to sleeping, he is kind of all over the place. We're starting to get into routine. The only thing that has stuck that is like routine, it doesn't matter what's going on, it's crazy. He got himself on a nighttime routine. So at 6 o'clock, usually between 6 and 6:30, he wakes up from a nap. He does take a later nap because he is so little. So about 6:30 he wakes up, and then he is ready for bed exactly 2 hours after he woke up, like exactly down to the minute. So what we do is we do the bath, we do food, I usually nurse him right when he wakes up. usually before 7, and then by like 8:30 he is just done. Like you can tell, even if he didn't get a bath that night. We do a bath usually every other night. He is a spitter, so it depends on how much he has spit up. But yes, so we do the bath, we do lotion, we get him in his jammies, swaddle him up, and then he goes to bed. And if it's a good night, he sleeps for a full 8 hours. Like he just sleeps all the way till 3:30, 4:30. He likes the 30. He likes the 30-minute. I don't know what it is, but he loves that. So he goes to bed at 8:30. He'll wake up at 4:30. That's when he comes into bed with me. I nurse him, and we go back to sleep together in the bed. We do co-sleep for a couple more hours, and it's the only way I can survive because I'm not ready to be awake. But if I fully get up and I nurse him sitting up and we do the whole like diaper change, all that kind of stuff, I will wake up. So I usually like to just kind of lay down right here with him safely. And that has been working amazingly. So yeah, last night I got a good amount of sleep. And then if it's kind of a bad night, then he'll wake up maybe at like at 2 o'clock, and then he'll wake up at 5 o'clock. But it's really nice when he sleeps all the way to 4:30, because then he goes from that, then he'll fall asleep and he'll go all the way until 8 like he did this morning. So yes, on the sleep front, we're good at night. During the day, naps are all over the place. Totally all over the place, except for that last one usually. We are totally all over the place. Depends on what we're doing. Depends on if we have to take him in the car. All those kind of things. He is not a napper, like lays down, you put him to sleep the same way that you would at night. He takes naps all different ways. He'll take a nap on me. He'll take a nap in his crib. He'll take a nap in the car. He'll take a nap just kind of anywhere. He is not a kid that will just like fall asleep in the bouncer seat, or he'll fall asleep if he's on you. You kind of have to put him to sleep somehow for naps. And then sometimes they're 45 minutes. Sometimes they're 2 hours. Really have no idea. But you know what? I'd rather have the nighttime sleeping on track and naps be all over the place, even forever. I'm totally okay with that, because he is more go with the flow. He can go in the car and go places, and that just helps out a lot, that naps aren't on a strict schedule. He is in a size 3 to 6 month clothing. Forgot to mention that. Yes, he is a big boy. Like I said, he's not super long, so a lot of the 3 to 6 like jammies, there's some room in them, but all of the onesies fit him perfectly. I cannot shove that chubby little body into 0 to 3 month clothing. He was out of newborns pretty soon too, and then 0 to 3 he seemed to go through real quick, and just 3 months, like no go. He wore probably almost every 3-month outfit one time, and then it was just immediately out of the system, or out of the like cycle that I have. We are into 3 to 6, and then we probably will be to 6 pretty soon in the like onesies. Those seem to be the things that just, his torso is super long, so the onesies are gone real quick. He is such a happy, healthy boy. He passed all of his markers with the doctor. He is just doing amazing. He loves his brothers. Obviously, he loves me. He loves his dad. He's recognizing everything. He has not figured out the animals yet. They kind of go past him, and he like sees a black blob or a gold blob kind of go past him. He hasn't figured them out yet, but he is just the light of our life. Like, everybody loves him. Everybody's obsessed with him. Obviously, I'm super duper obsessed with him. Like, I'm constantly kissing on those cheeks, and I just absolutely love him. So pretty soon he is going to meet his aunt for the first time. My little sister, she's coming back from college for Thanksgiving, and she is super excited to kiss on all that chubby cheekies. And yeah, so that's going to be awesome to see her with him. He does so well, kind of just going with the flow. He is a little bit more high maintenance, but he's getting so much better. Like, so much better. So if you have a high maintenance baby, hopefully yours, once they kind of get aware of the world, will be a whole lot better. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I will go get him real quick so that you guys can see him one last time before I end the video. But yes, if you have any questions whatsoever about him, this was kind of all over the place just because that's how my brain is right now, especially when it comes to baby. Everything is just really jumbled. But if you have any questions whatsoever, leave those down below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, because that's where you can kind of get more of an up-to-date with Grady. And I'm going to start doing kind of probably everyday type posts pretty soon. In the new year, I am going to do a post a day. That is my goal. So we shall see. And yeah, let me go grab Grady so you guys can see him one last time. So here is Mr. Grady again. Oh, he is so heavy, guys, but there he is again. So we hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Okay. Bye, guys.